Whatever you do, don't ignore your client's BS detector. Everybody has a BS detector. You have a BS detector. I have a BS detector. We all have to detect BS in our daily and business lives. And anybody who gets email knows that the BS that we're faced with every day is more and more sophisticated. So our BS detectors just have grown more and more advanced. And we have to be very careful about setting off our clients' BS detectors. So let's look at some real proposal language. By emphasizing the input of your board and directors, we fully expect that your aggressive 18-month schedule can be met within budget. Let's look at that. By emphasizing the input of your board and directors. What the heck does emphasizing the input of your board and directors have to do with meeting this aggressive budget and schedule? That's just nonsense. It says nothing. It's BS. My BS detector is going off just reading that. And any client worth their salt is going to see that for what it is. It's complete BS. And let's look at some more language. And this one is great because this comes directly from a quote unquote proposal expert that actually suggests that you do this stupid thing. So here's some language. To further reinforce the feeling of community, we assigned Jim Smith, who had grown up in the adjacent neighborhood, as project architect. All right, now let's think about this, all right? Here's a little map of Audubon, New Jersey. I grew up in Audubon, New Jersey, and the town next to it is Haddonfield, New Jersey. Now, nobody in Haddonfield would see Matt Handel as a neighborhood boy because I grew up in the town adjacent to Haddonfield and not Haddonfield. So that whole statement is complete nonsense. It's BS. Nobody's ever going to say, oh, well, that lead architect, they grew up a couple miles from here, so they're obviously a local yokel. No, not unless they grew up in that town are they local. So nobody's going to fall for that. That's going to be seen as complete BS. And I advise you never, ever, ever to use that tactic. Now, if this person grew up in the town, if they're designing a high school that they went to, well, then that's a great tactic. But if they're designing a high school and then they went to the high school down the street, well, that doesn't help at all. In fact, I think that might be a deterrent. You don't want clients to paint you as a BS artist. That's the worst thing that can happen. So you want to say no to BS. Never assume your clients are stupid. And when you make statements like that, that's what you're telling yourself and that's what you're telling them. Hey, they're stupid. But we also want to address your weaknesses. Don't be afraid to address your weaknesses or potential obvious objections that a client might have. Because if you thought of the objections, if you thought of the weaknesses, well, they're going to see them too. Again, never assume that your clients are stupid. And don't address these weaknesses with BS. Address them with extreme honesty. And in the vault, I have a section about answering questions. And that shows you examples of using extreme honesty to address weaknesses. Ultimately, you do not want to BS. Keep BS out of your proposals. Your proposal should be 100% BS free.